Welcome back. This is the fifth lecture on gravitation. Okay, and in this lecture we are learning about interplanetary motion, means about planet and satellites we will learn. Okay, and mainly mathematically we have to learn three things. We have to learn what is the velocity of satellite moving around a planet, what is its time period, and what is the energy of that satellite. Okay. So, when I say interplanetary, we generally say satellite and planet system, but same rule is applicable to what, like sun and planet system. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, first thing we want to learn here is what? Orbital velocity. We write V naught symbol for this. The speed or velocity at which a planet is moving around the sun or a satellite is moving around a planet. So, generally we will talk about satellite and planet. Okay. Yes. So, a satellite moving around a planet, that speed is called what? Orbital velocity. Okay. So, you want to calculate how much is that. Okay. So, what we do? Look here. Suppose this is some planet and some satellite is moving here. Okay. This is a satellite. Okay. Radius of this orbit let us call r. Okay. Mass of that planet we call capital M, mass of the satellite we call small m. R is the distance, right? Okay. So, when a satellite is moving, the centripetal force required for circular motion we know is provided by here what? By gravitational force. So, here two forces are acting on the satellite. What two force? One is gravitational attraction, one is what? Due to revolution we have what? Centripetal force. So, I am saying that the centripetal force required for circular motion is provided by what? Our gravitational force. So, these will be equal. Okay. So, how we say Fc centripetal force is equal to what? Fg gravitational force, right? What is centripetal force? M mass of the satellite into its velocity square by its what? Radius, right? Or you say radius is the radius of this orbit. Okay. Okay. What is force of gravitation? G capital M small m upon what? R square. These two forces will be equal, right? Now, the necessary centripetal force required for circular motion is provided by what? Gravitational force. Okay. Let us see them, and we have to cancel what? These numbers to calculate what? V naught. V naught will become what? Root G capital M upon what? R. This is called the orbital velocity of a satellite moving around a planet. Correct? Na? So, look here. V naught is what? Root G M by R. It depends on the G, which is constant, mass of the planet, right, and the radius of the orbit. So, depends on what? These three things. So, you watch carefully. They have asked this question to in our exam as theoretical, that how the orbital velocity of a satellite depends upon its mass, that mass. So, you see that mass is not in this formula, right now. So, the orbital velocity of a satellite does not depends upon its mass, correct? Na? Small m is not coming in this formula. So, it is very important that orbital, point number 1, orbital velocity does not depend upon mass of the satellite, right? Does not depends upon the mass of the satellite. Okay, clear. Suppose two satellite of different mass, one mass m, one is what? 5 m, revolving around a planet in the same radius, then the orbital velocity will be exactly same. So, it's general formula, correct. Now, here suppose this formula you write for near the surface of the earth. Okay. So, you write like for a satellite moving very close to what? Surface of what? Earth, right now. For a satellite which is moving very close to surface of earth, how you write this formula? Look here, your orbital velocity will be root G M and distance becomes simply radius of the earth. This satellite is very close to what? Surface of the earth, suppose. This is general formula I wrote for any planet and satellite system. We are writing specifically for what? Earth now. Okay. So, satellite is moving very close to what? Earth's surface. Then distance between satellite and earth we are saying simply radius of the earth. So, here you put radius of the earth r. Now, actually everything we know here. G we know, mass of earth we know, radius of earth we know. Okay. Or you can also write this formula in small g format also, because we are talking about near the surface of earth, near the surface of G value we know is what? 9.8, right now. So, what is G formula also? G m by what? R square. So, you can convert this formula into G m R square also. You multiply by R, divide by R, correct. So, you simply get this formula root G into what? R, correct. These all values we know. So when you put here, it comes what, how much? 8 kilometer per second. Very, very important general knowledge. A satellite moving very close to the surface of the earth, very near to the surface of earth, is orbital velocity how much? 8 kilometer per second. Correct? No? Now, this is the velocity when the satellite is very close to the surface of the earth. Suppose the height is rising, okay? The distance of this satellite is increasing from earth, right now. Suppose that they say satellite is moving around earth at h height above the surface, then what is the new orbital velocity? So see, look here, in this formula what will change? Only this r will change, right now. Yes, for a satellite moving or revolving h height above surface of earth, okay, very close, then answer we know. In real this answer come like 7.9. So in options if you see, they can write 7.9 also, okay, or 8, do not confuse, okay. Then answer becomes orbital velocity of that case will be simply root gm, not changing, r plus what, h you have to write, that's all. That will be your answer, right. So you can see that directly, that because this orbital velocity is inversely proportional to what, the distance of the satellite from the center of that planet, right now, or earth. H increasing, orbital velocity will decrease. Correct? Your planet satellite is moving away and away from the planet, orbit is increasing, r is increasing, then the orbital velocity will reduce. So we say, suppose you talk about earth system, then maximum satellite, the velocity of satellite can have is what, 8 kilometer per second, when the satellite is very, very close to the surface of the earth, right? Yes, when you going at distance away from what, center of the earth, the r is increasing, so your orbital velocity will decrease simply, okay. Also what happens now, suppose this is your earth, radius r, if you take a satellite little height above, small height, okay, this is very small, and you throw this satellite, this object or anything, you take a stone or any object, okay, go to some height, okay, like go to Himalaya and throw a stone or any object in horizontal direction with what velocity, 8 kilometer per second. You go to some height and throw some object horizontally with what velocity, 8 kilometer per second. You know what will happen? That object will not fall on earth now, it will become a satellite of earth, it start moving around earth, okay. Yes, because that is the velocity we need near the surface of earth for a satellite. So I am writing in words also, they can ask an exam. If an object is taken to some say small, okay, small height above the surface of earth and thrown horizontally with velocity of, how much velocity, 8 kilometer per second, then what will happen? That object will become a satellite toward earth, start moving around the earth, okay. Yes, then that object will become a satellite toward earth. Yes, it's very important. So this value is only for earth, I said, okay. If you go to moon, it will be a different value. You go to something else, planet, different planet, it will be different value. That's a general formula you would use for. So they ask comparison type of question here, that two satellites we have, one is in, they are either maybe moving around a same planet. So two satellites are moving around the same planet in different radius. Then they ask what's the ratio of their velocity or velocity, any one is given, other they will ask you. So simply you can write comparison here, right? Okay. Sometimes this formula can be asked in terms of density also. They say two satellites having same density, or a two mass or two planet having same density. So this term you have to remove here and you have to bring this in terms of what, density, okay, mass by volume, okay. So this is the first thing, orbital velocity, at what speed the planets are moving. And what is very important here, this point, that orbital velocity does not depend on the mass of the satellite. This V naught does not depend upon mass, means m power 0. This was asked in our exam 2 times, this small sentence, okay, keep, okay. Then you write this formula for earth, you get this answer, gm by r, very close to the surface of earth. So value already we know how much it comes, 8 kilometer per second. This formula you can write in terms of small g also, okay. Yes, okay, it's little h height above the surface of earth, you can write here total distance h plus what, r, okay. Let's talk about second point here. Second point will talk that what is the time period, how much time will take to go around what planet, right now? Yes, time period we are talking. So let's talk about time period. You want to calculate how much time will take to go around the planet, okay? Yes. So time, look here, because we assuming that this is moving in a circular orbit, right, r. So look here, time to go around will be what? Obviously distance is 2 pi r, right? 2 pi r, right? And velocity already you know v naught, correct? Distance by speed, that gives what? Your time, right? So 2 pi r is the distance traveled in one revolution, and what? Velocity is v naught. So velocity already we know, we can put from that equation. Velocity is what? This one, equation 1. So when you put here that value, it become root gm by r. Square on both sides to remove this root. So when you square on both sides, you getting this answer. T square is equal to, look here, 4 pi square by gm. This goes up, becomes what? R cube, where this part is a constant, correct na? So you see that T square is coming proportional to what? R cube, right? Yes, this you have learned already where? In Kepler's third law. The law of what period, say the time taken by a planet to move around the planet, or sorry, you say the planet around sun or a satellite around a planet, time square is proportional to what? R cube, right? This already we have done, correct? So that comes out. And just 2-3 years ago they have asked this question also, that what is that term? This term was asked, this constant term, some question related with this constant term was also asked in our exam, keep in mind, okay? Yes. So T square proportional to what? R cube. So questions on this same only already we have done. Still we'll do few more questions on this about satellite, because they will talk always about like this what do you say, geostationary satellite and polar, they will talk. We have to use them here. Okay. Third point that you have to learn here is what? About energy of the satellite. Okay. Energy of satellite. So energy means when you talk the satellite is moving around a planet, what are energy it has? So we know that kinetic is moving, so kinetic it at some height, so it has potential, then it has what? Mechanical means total. So what is kinetic energy? First point, look here. Kinetic energy of that satellite will be what? Kinetic energy. So same thing only, a satellite of mass m moving around a planet of mass capital M and radius of orbit is given what? Small r, okay. So I am writing here kinetic energy, how it becomes? K will be equal to what? Half m v naught square. This is in terms of velocity. If you know orbital velocity, then kinetic energy becomes what? Half m v square, okay. Now this answer you can get in terms of capital G also. What you do? Just put the velocity value here. That velocity value you put here. So if you put that value, look at how much it coming. Half G capital M small m by r. This is in terms of what? Capital G. So three format we will write energy always. One in terms of like velocity format, one in terms of capital G format, which is distance format, and one in terms of what? Angular momentum also we write, okay. So this formula we can write in terms of what? Angular momentum also we will write, okay. Yes. So okay, let me write first all energies. This is kinetic energy. Then you want to write what is the potential energy. So always remember that a simple relation I am writing is very important for us. Gravitation, for conservative force, what we have? Kinetic energy is always equal to half of the potential energy. Okay, kinetic energy is equal to what? Minus of mechanical energy. Mechanical or potential energy is what? Double of the mechanical energy. Yes, give attention here, people confuse here. Mechanical energy is total, which is kinetic plus potential, but I am saying like potential is double of mechanical, right? Why? Because this energy is potential, this mechanical and potential are what? Negative energies in real, okay? Yes, so like potential is what? Double of mechanical means this is more negative in real, okay? So mechanical is big only, you don't need to worry. So look here, this is a very important relation, okay. So if you want to write potential energy in terms of velocity, means double of the kinetic energy. Potential is what? Double of the kinetic. So you can write m v naught square also. You want to write in this format, again double of this, that becomes g m by r, and this is always negative. Keep in mind potential, okay? Yeah, that's positive. This is the potential. Now you want to write in terms of what? Mechanical energy. What is mechanical or total energy, right? Mechanical, or you call what? Total energy. So m is simply what? Kinetic plus potential, or directly also you can write that I said mechanical is what equal to simply kinetic and negative only, these values only, these only formula, just put negative sign there, minus half m v naught square in terms of velocity, or minus half g m upon what in terms of what distance and these things, right. Okay. So these are the energies, kinetic, potential and mechanical. So if you see that carefully, if you want to draw a curve, you want to draw a graph, which this graph is very important. Look here, you want to draw a graph between what energy versus what distance is, distance or orbit you say, yes. How energy and distance will vary? First let us talk about what kinetic energy. How kinetic varies? Inversely proportional to distance. This is a positive term, keep in mind, right. So how kinetic energy varies? What? Inversely to r. So kinetic energy curve will look like that way, inversely proportional to distance r. This is your kinetic energy curve, correct. Then how the potential look? Potential again inversely only, but it's negative quadrant. So your potential energy curve will look like that way. Oh, it's looking little bad. Let me draw more clearly, like that. That will be what your potential energy curve, correct. Now it's very interesting to know how to draw the mechanical energy curve. Look here, mechanical again inversely proportional to what r only, again negative only, means the graph will come in this quadrant, but where it will come here or here. So we know that who is the big negative? This is the big negative. Look here, this is some x, minus x, this is what minus x by 2 only. This is small negative, this value is actually big. So mechanical energy will come what somewhere here, like that. This is your mechanical energy curve. Kinetic is positive, okay. Mechanical and potential both are negative, but mechanical is what less negative, okay. So this curve will be little upward, that curve will be down, okay. Yes. So this is a curve of kinetic, potential and mechanical, okay. So the most important question they ask on this interplanetary motion is what, like you want to change the orbit of a satellite, okay. Satellite was moving in some orbit r1, you want to increase its orbit to r2 or you want to decrease it, then how much work we have to do. This question they ask. Then this orbital velocity they will relate with next topic, that's what escape velocity also, okay. So first I think I not wrote the answer here in terms of what angular momentum. Let me write that quickly again. Kinetic energy I wrote as half mv square, okay. I can also write as what 1 by 2 g upon what r. Then I am saying that this answer you write in terms of what angular momentum also, sometime they can ask you. So angular momentum is what, L is what mvr. So look at this formula, we want to write this formula in terms of what angular momentum. V square, V velocity square is there, mass is there. So what you do, this equation you multiply m into r square by divide m into r square, so that you get this answer. Look here, L square upon 2mr square. Listen carefully what I did. This term mr square I multiplied on top, I divide it here. So the top you get m square, v square, r square, that become what angular momentum square. So L square upon what 2mr square. Same way potential energy also you can do is mv naught square and negative always, or you can write minus g m upon r, or minus same thing only, just 2 is not coming. So L square upon what 2mr square, that is what your potential energy in terms of what angular momentum. And same way mechanical energy if you want to write, how you write negative of this. So minus half mv naught square is equal to minus half g m by r is equal to what minus L, okay. I wrote here 2 also, be careful, it is not 2 because not 2 here, 2mr square. So mechanical is simply equal to kinetic only, just negative, right now. Okay, so these are in 3 format in terms of orbital velocity, in terms of the radius, in terms of what angular momentum. Because actually what they will say, many times they say like 2 satellites are moving around a planet having same angular momentum. Angular momentum same given is like you use this term, then this radius will be given, they ask what's the ratio of their energy. So you see then kinetic energy varies, how it varies, inversely square, inversely square, inversely square, angular momentum is given same thing, right. Okay. So I was talking, this main question they ask here is what, work done, okay, in changing orbit of a satellite. How much work will be done when you change the orbit of a satellite, right now? Okay, suppose this is a planet and a satellite was moving here in orbit of radius r1, this is a satellite here, you want to bring it to another radius, that's radius what r2 here, okay. You want to change this orbit from r1 to r2, correct? Yes. You're raising orbit from what? r1 to where? r2. Keep in mind how much work will be done. Either they say how much work is done, or they say how much extra energy we have to supply, how much extra kinetic energy we have to supply. Okay, work done means what? Simply change in what your energy. And what energy? Mechanical energy. Look here, unless they say some name like that, find kinetic energy, find potential energy, they just say find energy, means always what? Mechanical energy. Okay. So this work done is simply equal to what? Change in what? Mechanical energy. Keep in mind. Okay. Okay. Mechanical energy final is what? Look, final will be, formula is what? This one, right now. Yes. So I am writing final is what? Minus 2 g m m, and final radius we are calling r2, minus what? Initial will be g m m upon 2 and what? r1, that will initial. So this formula simply becomes what? This much. G m m you can take common, 2 also you take common, you got simply 1 by r1 minus what? 1 by r2. This is called raising the orbit. This is called what? Raising the orbit, increasing the orbit from r1 to r2, correct? Yes. So this is simply work done. Okay. Yes. Or this question they can say that how they say this question, that how much extra kinetic energy we have to supply, because you see that mechanical energy, kinetic energy are same thing only, right? Yes. You want to increase the orbit, you have to supply what? Kinetic energy. They can say same question can ask like this way, extra kinetic energy that need to supply. You want to change this orbit, how much extra kinetic energy that we have to supply, so that orbit of the satellite is raised from what? r1 to r2, correct? Okay. One more word they use is called what? Binding energy. B-I-N-D, binding energy of a satellite. Binding energy of a satellite. What is binding energy? Simply mechanical energy. Okay, that's called what? Binding energy. The energy by which this system is what? Bound. That energy is called what? Mechanical energy, or binding energy. Or you can say that suppose a satellite and planet are moving, so how much energy required to take the satellite from that orbit to what? Infinity. How much energy we need to supply, or how much work we need to do, that is called what? Simply binding energy. So that is simply always equal to what? Mechanical energy. So I am saying binding energy is nothing but what? Simply minus of the mechanical energy. That is what is simply your binding energy. This binding energy we need to supply, correct na? And this binding energy tell you whether the system is bound. Okay, this thing I will talk in what? Satellite, the next topic, okay, theoretically. So look here, binding energy, if they ask you that what is binding energy of satellite, simply is equal to what? Minus of the mechanical energy. That much energy we need to supply. Or in other word, they will say that a satellite is moving around a planet, how much energy we need to supply, okay, how much kinetic energy we need to supply to take this satellite infinity away from that planet. You want to take it very, very far away, okay, then how much energy we need to supply is simply equal to what? Mechanical energy. Just okay. Yes. Okay. So these were 3 points we have discussed about what? Planetary motion, what? Orbital velocity, time period, and the energy of the satellite, right? Let's do some questions on these, okay, then we'll move to next topic, that's called escape velocity. Okay. So if you have sheets with you, you will see first question number what? 23. Sorry, not 23, 29. In your sheet, first question is 29. If you confuse, I am reading, so you match it. If number is mismatched. The orbital velocity of a satellite in a circular orbit just above the Earth's surface is what? V. For a satellite orbiting an altitude half of the radius of Earth, the orbital velocity is given by. Orbital velocity of satellite moving near to the surface of Earth is given V. Then they are asking what's orbital velocity at some height, correct na? So what is orbital velocity of satellite for Earth near the surface of Earth? What is formula? Root gm by r, correct na? This is given as what? V, correct na? Now they are saying if it is moving at some height, let's call that V days. So only what changing? Height changing. R plus h will write here, and h is given how much? They say it is the half of the radius of Earth. So h is given r plus what? R by 2. So in this thing, you know, no need write this long term, only what changing? Radius changing, right? So you can write like initial velocity by final velocity V days. Initial radius was r, new radius become what? 3 by 2 of r. This get cancelled, right? So root 3 by 2. We are interested in calculating V days, that becomes what? Root 2 by 3 of what? V. Yes, always remember that the maximum velocity of satellite is where? When it's very close to surface of earth. When you going height, then orbital velocity will decrease. So your final answer should be less than that. Suppose by chance mistake you writing like root 3 by 2, then you see that v dash is become what? More than v, right now. That should not be your answer. So that's your answer. So this is given what your third option. Okay, question number 30. Here they said that a geostationary satellite is orbiting the earth at a height of 6 r from the surface of earth. Okay. The r is the being radius of the earth. The time period of another satellite at height of 2.5 r from the surface of earth is what? So time period and distance thing they are talking. So all relation, all you know that time square is proposed to what? R cube, and we have to compare here two things. So you can write like t1 by t2. Time we have to find, so I am writing r1 by r2 power what? 3 by 2. Look here. First is given a geostationary satellite. Look, we not learn yet, but it should be general knowledge that a geostationary satellite has a time period of about 24 hours. That I will teaching next topic. Okay. Yes. So time period of geo is already we know what? 24 hours. The another satellite we have to calculate, and what given? The look here. Give attention here. R. The height of the geostationary satellite is given 6 r above the surface of the earth. The height of the satellite is given what? 6 r above the surface of earth. So total height become what? 7 r. Okay. And the time period of another satellite whose height is 2.5 r from the surface of earth is what? Again, height from surface is given 2.5 r plus radius of earth become what? 3.5 of the r and power 3 by 2. Hope you understanding this. These heights are given from what? Surface. This is radius r. This height is given to you h as what? Like 6 r. So total distance become what? 7 r. Same thing here. Okay. Okay, this is simply half of that. So 2 power 3 by 2, that you can write 2 root 2, right? So we have to calculate time period, that becomes 24 by 2 root 2, right? So 12 by root 2, or this also you can write. So see how options are written. They are written here 6 root 2. So yes, what you can do? You can multiply by root 2 here, root 2 here, right? So this becomes 2, it goes here 6 root 2 hours. That's your answer, right? Okay. That was question number 30. Then 31 we are talking. The time period of revolution of satellite around a planet of radius r is t. The period of revolution of another planet whose radius is 3r but having same density. Very nice question, give attention here. Here satellite is moving around a planet of radius r and time period is given t. The same satellite is moving around what? Another planet. Here planet is different, satellite is same only, whose radius is 3r but having same density. So look here, we give attention here. Here what changing? The planet changing, not satellite. First it was a planet P1 and satellite was moving here. This is satellite and radius given r, and what else given? Time period was given t and density is given equal. Okay. So another satellite is there, so another planet, and satellite is moving around this of radius 3r and time period we have to calculate here t2, let's call it. And what else? Same density given. Density of these two planets is given what? Same. Now it's very interesting. Look here. What is orbital velocity v naught? General formula writing gm by what? R. Correct na? Now look here. R is given, no problem. But here mass not given. What they given? Density they are given. Okay. So this formula we have to convert in terms of what? Density. Density is what? Mass by volume. Mass we have, just we need here what? Volume. Correct na? So we need just proportional relation only. So volume is what? Volume 4 by 3 pi r cube. Proportional to what? R cube. These are constant, we don't worry. So down what we need here? R cube we need. So what we do in this formula, we multiply by r square and divide by what? R square. So that this term become now what? Density. So formula come like this way, g rho into what? R square. Correct? I am just writing proportionality, I am not writing this number 4, 3 and pi, these are constant. Okay. Yes. So this also constant given, this is same given, and root r square means become r. So this velocity how it varies? Proposed to what? R actually simply. In formula look like what? Inversely proportional to, right? But here density is given same. So when you bring density here, you see that the orbital velocity coming directly proportional to what? Radius itself. So velocity of the first planet by velocity of second planet by radius of the second planet by radius of the first planet, second planet, right? Okay. Now what we have to calculate, actually I think I did some mistake. Here we have to calculate time period. Why I am calculating velocity? That's my mistake. Okay. Even you know orbital velocity relations, then you can find time period, right? That also you can do. In real, this question you should solve directly like using this formula itself, okay? But you need write here complete formula. Here mass also coming, okay? But this also okay. Okay, we found that this relation, okay? Velocity, how it varies with what distance? V naught is proposed to what r. Okay, done. Now we need time. Time is what? Nothing but 2 pi r by what? Velocity. So time varies proportional to r, inversely proportional to what? V. Correct? Na? So look here, 2 pi r, and how V varies? V varies directly r. So r get cancelled. So time is coming what? Time does not depends on r is given, density is given same. So time period will be what? Same, right? Both r get cancelling. So time of this is t, then time period of this will be also what? T, means same time period, okay? So the option will be, first option is the correct answer for this, okay? Moving on to problem number 32. And 32 question is very, very important, okay? Please give attention. Suppose the gravitational force varies inversely as the nth power of the distance, then the time period of a planet in circular orbit of radius r will be proportional to how? This is very, very important question. Please give attention, and this question please write in your notes also, okay? Look here. In real, you know that how force varies. Force varies like G m upon what? R square. How it varies? Inversely square of the distance, right now. But they say they can give some number value also, and they can give symbol like they gave in this question. They said if force varies how? Inversely r power n. Sometimes they will say like r power 3, r power 4, r power 5, okay? They can give any number. Okay, so this is simple given that if force varies this way, then how the time, velocity and these things will vary, energy will vary, these questions they will ask to you, okay? Okay, this is a force relation, means force will come like this one, G m upon r power n, this is a force. Now, how the velocity will vary, let's calculate velocity, orbital velocity. So already we done that, how to calculate orbital velocity, we equate to force, gravitational force is equal to what? Centripetal force. Let's do the same thing again here. So centripetal force mv naught square by r, gravitational force is what? G m upon what? R power n, that, okay? Okay, this got cancelled again. So here how we see how orbital velocity look, v naught square will equal to G m by r power n into what? R. This came here, right? So this will go up now, you will get, okay, G m, or this you send down, doesn't matter, r power n minus 1. I send that r down, and root of this, that will be your orbital velocity. So by chance they ask that how velocity varies, then this is the answer, okay? How velocity will vary? Velocity will vary r power n minus 1 by 2, okay? This is a root, okay? Or this answer they can write like this way also. They can write r power, what they can do, you change this power, like let's see how the options given here, what they are asking here. The time period they are asking, okay, this is orbital velocity only, it will vary like that way, okay, done. Now let's talk about time. What is time? Time is what? 2 pi r by v naught, correct? 2 pi r by what? V naught. Okay, 2 pi r is okay, 2 pi r only. V naught we have calculated, it varies like that way, okay? I am just putting this relation only, orbital velocity, how it varies like that way. So it's 1 by, keep in 1 by r power n minus 1 by 2, that goes up, we get r power, forget these things, r power 1 into r power n minus 1 by 2. So how it comes? It becomes r power n minus 1 by 2 plus 1, right? So it becomes what? 2 multiplied here become n, okay, sorry, r power n plus 1 by 2, correct only? 2 goes here, correct only. So time, how it will vary? Time, it will vary how? Proposed to what? R power n plus 1 by 2. This is very, very important. Please write this carefully in your notes also, that if force varies as r power n, this question they have asked in our exam already, they can ask again. if force varies inversely proportional to what r power n, then how time varies, how velocity varies, and so this should remember directly also. And how energy also they ask, you can answer, okay, because energy, any energy like kinetic, I say how kinetic varies, you will say that half m v naught square, you can put this term here, this format, okay, or you can put gmm by r format also. So suppose you put velocity here, then how it comes, square of this number, so you get like this where it went v, so r power n minus 1 by 2 and square means multiplying this term by 2, 2 get cancelled. So this answer becomes r power n minus 1. This is how your energy will vary, and all energy, kinetic, potential, mechanical, because all are what, inversely proportional, right now. So any energy they ask, it will vary like that format. Please write it carefully, it's very important. Okay. So there is one more question based on what, error, okay. Look at question number 33. A satellite is launched into circular orbit of radius r around the earth. A second satellite is launched into orbit of radius 1.01 times r. Look, like initial radius given r and second orbit radius given 1.01 into r, means very small change, right now. So they are asking that if the period of second satellite is larger than the first satellite by approximately what. So they are asking you, the answer given in terms of percentage very small, right. So you can use error concept here. What is error concept here? Look here how radius and time are related, where we wrote here these. Okay, let me write it again. Time is proportional to what, r power 3 by 2. This is given, how much given, this is given. You want to write this in error format, small change. Then write del t by t into 100 should be equal to what, power comes in front, 3 by 2 into del r by r into what, 100, correct? Yes. So 3 by 2. Now this percentage change in r is already given to you. How? I told you many times, initial radius is given r, new radius given 1.01 times of r. So how much extra here? This is called what, 1% simply, right now. 0.01 into 100, that becomes what, 1%. This is given what, 1%, so answer becomes what, 1.5%. Correct, error concept simply. Small errors, small change, you can write error concept from your first chapter, unit and dimensions. Okay, so this is all about what, interplanetary motion. Three things we have learned here: orbital velocity, then time period, and the energy of the satellite. Now we'll talk about what, escape velocity. Okay. Okay, so now we are talking about what, escape velocity. So in previous topic we have learned about what, the interplanetary motion, which we have learned what is the orbital velocity of a satellite moving around a planet, what is its time period, and what energies it has, like kinetic, potential, mechanical. Okay, yes. Okay, escape velocity is what? Suppose an object is placed on the surface of planet and you want to throw far away from that planet. Okay, you want to just make that object to escape from the gravitational pull of that planet. Then how much velocity you should give it to it? At what velocity you should throw that object from the surface of that planet so that it never returns back to that planet, right now. We know that if you throw some object with small velocity, it will go to some height and will fall back, right, due to gravity. So we need to throw at some minimum velocity so that it never returns back. Okay, it escapes from the gravitational pull of that planet. Okay, so let me write a few words here. It is the minimum velocity, okay, at which an object placed on surface or say from surface of planet should be projected so that it never returns back to that planet, or you say that it escapes to what, infinity, it goes far away, right, it escapes the gravitational pull of that planet. Okay, yes. So it's the minimum velocity at which an object placed on surface of planet should be projected so that it never returns back to that planet, or it what, escapes simply the gravitational pull of that planet. We are interested in calculating that velocity writing VE symbol, velocity escape, right. Okay, suppose this is your planet of radius r, mass m. Here is an object of mass small m. You want to launch this planet at some velocity that it never returns back to that planet, means it escape gravitational pull. Suppose goes to what here, that point we call what, infinity. It moves away till what, infinity, okay, never returns back. So we are interested that what should that velocity, means escape velocity VE, at what velocity we should launch it. So what we do simply here, we write conservation of the again mechanical energy principle. What is the initial mechanical energy here? Mechanical initial, let's write. That will be kinetic plus what, potential. What is the kinetic? Half mve square. That VE we have to calculate, right? That's the kinetic energy. And what is the potential? Minus g m upon what, r. This is your initial mechanical energy, right? Then what is the mechanical energy final? Kinetic plus potential final. At that point infinity, what are the kinetic and potential? What is the answer? 0. Both energies are what? 0. Kinetic 0, potential also 0. So total also 0. So mechanical initial, mechanical final, you have to equate them. When you equate them, what you will see? This is equation 1, equation 2 you say. So when you equate them, you will getting this answer, half mve square minus g upon r is equal to what? 0. We want to calculate V, so you can write half mve square is equal to g upon r. Small mass get cancelled here. So you see the escape velocity simply comes what? Root 2 g m by what? R. Right? Escape velocity is what? Root 2 times of g, which is constant, mass is the mass of the planet by the radius of the planet, correct? Okay. Suppose this formula you can write in terms of what? Acceleration due to gravity also for that planet, because always generally what we are doing, we are launching this object from the surface of earth. We can launch from some height also, I will tell you in next point. Suppose in terms of g you want to write small g, everybody know that small g is nothing but capital G by what? R square, right? So when you are doing this, look here, just we need here r, you multiply by r and divide by r. So simply you get formula, or you get formula like this one, simply root 2 times of g into what? R. This is in terms of what? Capital G, correct? G m by r square. I am not talking that this is for earth, it is a g for that planet, okay, acceleration due to gravity for that given planet. They ask comparison type of questions. Sometimes they say that two objects we want to launch from the same planet of radius, then you see that the mass of the object is not coming in this formula. Can you see? Yes. So I writing few points here. Okay, before that I said this is a formula in terms of capital G, this is a formula in terms of small g, right? Now they say that two planets having exactly small g, right, acceleration due to gravity is same, then escape velocity depends upon what? Radius of that planet, right, root proportional. But here mass is same, two planets having exactly same mass and you want to launch two objects from those two, then escape velocity depends on what? Inversely to what? Radius, okay. Okay, I write now few small point here which will be very important, right? If object is launched h height, launch from, right, properly from h height above the surface. If you are launching from the surface of that planet, these are the formula, right? If you launch from some h height, then escape velocity will look like that way, will be total distance you have to write 2 gm, no problem. You have to write r plus what? H. Yes, escape velocity will be reduced, right? Now if you are launching from some higher point from the surface of the planet, then its escape velocity will be reduced, correct? Okay, point 1. Point 2, this escape velocity does not depend on the mass of that object which you are launching. You want to launch 1 kg object or 1000 kg object, escape velocity will be same. So it's very important. This was asked in our exam also. Okay, let me write escape velocity does not depends upon mass of the object. It does not depend on the mass of the object, that we launching an object of mass m, then escape velocity, you see in this formula that small m is not coming. So V escape is proportional to what? M power 0, does not depend on what? Escape velocity. So it does not depend on the mass of that object. Okay. Then this escape velocity, like this escape velocity in terms of capital G, this in terms of small g. Okay, this in terms of height changing. Sometimes they will compare two planets of same density, they say two planets have exactly same density, then how their escape velocity will vary. So in terms of density I am writing, in terms of what? Density. Escape velocity writing in terms of what? Density of that planet. So look at this formula itself. This formula we can convert in terms of density. VE will be equal to what? Root 2 gm by r. Density means what? Mass by volume, correct? Mass by volume. So mass is here, we need volume here, and volume is what? 4 by 3 pi r cube. These terms we need, right now. So here only r is there, so what you have to multiply here? 4 by 3 pi and r square you have to multiply, down also 4 by 3 pi and what? R square, all under the root, keep in mind, right? Like this. We converting this into what? Volume format. So this term is now volume. So what we getting now here? Like 2g, that become density, 4 by 3 pi r square, all terms are coming. These are constant. You see r square coming roots outside. Okay, let me write. It's becoming like 8 by 3 of capital G into rho into pi. These are under root. Only outside comes what? R. So in this case, the escape velocity will be proportional to what? The radius of that planet. Look at three things we are watching here. Suppose they are comparing that an object is launched from that planet and that planet, two planets they are comparing. Either they can say the mass of these two planets are same. Mass same, then escape velocity is proportional to what? Root inversely proportional to what? The radius of that planet. If they say the acceleration due to gravity due to these two planets is same, g is same, then it directly depends on what? Root r. Or they say density is same, then come like directly proportional to what? R. Here root r, here r, right? So depends on what situation is given to you. Okay. So this type of question can be asked. Then suppose they ask like, does it depends upon the direction or angle of launching? I can launch one object straight upward, other has some angle different here, right now. Does it depends upon that? What is the answer? No, it does not depends. Okay. So I am writing a point here that escape velocity does not depends upon angle and direction of launching. Yes, you launch straight upward or some angle, right now. It does not depends upon that. And which direction launching, east, west, north, south, does not depend. Okay. So if they ask an exam, you write escape velocity, how it depends upon angle, does not depends, right now. Also it does not depends on what? Direction also, right? Okay. Next point. Then suppose this you do calculation for what? Earth. Okay. Before that, other point I talk. Look, recently we have learned orbital velocity also, right now. Orbital velocity was, what was answer? Simply root gm by r, right? 2 was not there. So how these two are related? Your orbital and what? Escape velocity relation, okay? Escape velocity relation. So obviously this is very simple, that escape velocity is simply equal to what? Root 2 times of what? Orbital velocity. This is very important. Orbital velocity, what is formula? Root gm by r. But keep in mind this, I am writing like for orbital velocity depends upon what? The distance of the satellite, right now. So we are talking like here we launching from the surface of earth, right now. So same distance we are talking. When distance is same, then this is what applicable, okay? R should be same. Okay. So here you can say that this V is what? Actually 1.44 times of what? Not? Correct only. Say 1.41 times what? So escape velocity is actually what? 41% more than what? Your orbital velocity. You have some object and its velocity is orbital velocity was something x. You increase that orbital velocity by x, 41%, then that object will escape from what? That orbit. Okay, let me write these things. If I say if orbital velocity of a satellite, okay, you have a satellite's orbital velocity is increased by what? By what? 41%, right now. Then it will escape from that orbit, okay. Yes. If the orbital velocity of a satellite which is moving around a planet is increased by what times? by 41% is increased, then that will escape from that orbit and goes toward far away, it never returns back. Okay. Yes. Sometimes they can ask like this type question. Let's write what is the orbital velocity of Earth, sorry, what is escape velocity for Earth, right. So, I am writing for Earth specifically. These are for any planet, this formula I wrote, this format, that format, that format, and what, this density format. Okay. Yes. For Earth, what is the escape velocity for Earth? All values we know, G, M and R all we know, right. If you are launching an object from the surface of Earth, then already we know how much comes, 11.2 kilometer per second. So, general knowledge should know, right. So, for Earth the escape velocity is what, 11.2 kilometer per second. You can write this formula also, you can write that formula also to calculate this, all we know. Okay. Yes. For Earth we know. Then see here, look here, whether a planet is having atmosphere or not, this directly depends on the escape velocity of that planet. Whether a planet has what, atmosphere, means gases there or not, it depends directly on what, the escape velocity of the planet. If the gases are moving, gases generally move with what, RMS velocity of the gas, right, RMS velocity, okay, we talk. So, if the some planet is there and the RMS velocity of gas molecule is more than the escape velocity, then all the gases will be escaping from that planet. So, that will not have any atmosphere. So, if the velocity of the gases is less than the escape, then only that planet will have what, atmosphere, like Earth. Okay. So, it is very important point. A planet or a satellite, whatever planet will have atmosphere, okay, if only if, okay, only if the RMS velocity of gas molecules, okay, is less than what, the escape velocity of that planet. Yes. If the RMS velocity of gas molecule is less than the what, escape velocity of that planet, then only that planet will have what, atmosphere. So, to have atmosphere, what we need, escape velocity should be greater than what, Vrms of the molecules, keep in mind, correct na? If less, then the all molecule will escape, because the velocity is more than escape velocity. So, for example, like moon has no atmosphere, right now, we know moon has no atmosphere, right. Why? Because of this reason only. On moon the escape velocity is what, very less. Okay. So, all the gases were there, they just escaped from that moon because of what, very low escape velocity. The RMS velocity of gas molecule was higher than escape. So, all gases escape from the moon. Okay. So, it has what, no atmosphere, clear. Okay. Okay. Sometimes they can ask you something like escape energy. What is the energy required to escape, like velocity, we understand that this much velocity we need to what, escape. They can say what, escape energy also. So, escape energy, okay, the energy required to escape an object from surface of that planet to what, far infinity away, right now. So, how you can write, simply the potential energy equal to what, in terms of magnitude, is equal to simply potential energy of that planet when the object is placed on the surface of that planet, right. This is a planet of radius r, mass m, and object is placed here of mass m. What is the potential energy at that point? That is simply what, your escape energy. So, energy escape, I am writing, what is the answer, simply positive, keep in mind. Okay. So, I am writing negative of what, potential energy. Why I wrote negative? Because potential is already negative. So, minus potential becomes what, positive. So, either you can say like this way, or what is the answer, simply G m by what, r. That is the energy called escape energy, or this energy you can write in terms of what, your escape velocity also. If you know escape velocity, say simply kinetic energy, half m v e square. And do not confuse about this is a potential energy on the surface of this planet, that is what, kinetic energy in terms of what, escape velocity. Okay. Yes, I am not saying that kinetic is equal to potential. Do not confuse the formula which you wrote for satellite, like kinetic energy is what, half of the potential energy, right now, not that. Okay. So, here we are finding escape velocity, either we say that energy which is on the surface of that planet, potential energy on the surface of the planet is equal to that only in terms of magnitude, but just positive we have to supply this. Okay, so positive, and in terms of what, escape velocity becomes what, simply half mv square. So this is what your escape velocity. Another question they ask like this way, that a satellite is moving around a planet in some orbit, right, and it has some what, orbital velocity. Then they say that what, by what amount the velocity should be increased, like I already explained, you should be increased by 41%, so that it will escape from that orbit. Okay, so I write few words here, what additional velocity should be given to a satellite so that it will escape from the orbit. It will escape from the orbit. So what is simply answer, how much additional velocity you have to give? V additional is what? V additional simply what? V escape minus what? V naught. That's your simple answer, right? Already we know this answer of this, that orbital velocity should be increased by what? 41%. It will escape, right now. So they are asking in terms of like this one, both velocities are given, you can answer simply this way. Okay. Then another question they ask, like generally we say that we launch an object from surface and is escape. So we say that infinity's energies are what? 0, right now. At very far is all energy are 0, kinetic potential we say is not moving. Okay, yes, is moving, but energy is what? 0. But sometimes they can ask you, suppose we launch at very high velocity, like many times of the escape velocity, then in space also is moving at what? Some velocity. That's called what? Interstellar speed or residual speed. So that they can ask you. So I am writing few words here, interstellar speed, interstellar speed, or people call it what? Residual velocity. Means when we launch an object from the surface of that planet, is escaped the gravitational pull of that planet and is went already very far, right now, then at what velocity it will be moving very far, right now. So that is called what? Your interstellar speed. So here always what happens, they will give the velocity of launching in terms of what? Escape velocity, like double, triple or 10 times of the escape velocity. Okay, so I am writing few words here. If an object is launched at n times velocity, n times of escape velocity, if we are launching at very high velocity, then is residual, or you say is interstellar speed is given by, okay, speed is given by. You can calculate this also by writing simply energy conservation principle again. Okay, so how you write energy conservation principle? Look here, you launching something from surface of this planet, okay, at infinity here. So at this time I am saying, like when I wrote escape velocity initially, I wrote energy at this point, I wrote kinetic plus potential, the energy at very far is what? 0 both. Okay, not like this, we are saying this already is moving at some velocity here, right? Okay, very far. So what is the energy at that point? What is kinetic energy? Half mv square. What is the velocity of launching? N time of the escape, nv square. We are launching an object n times the escape velocity. Okay, what is the potential? Same only, gmm upon what? R. This is the energy at that point. Then energy at that point is what? Not 0 we are saying, it's moving we are saying. So that velocity called half mvi square, interstellar or something, right now, or residual. Potential we say 0 is very far, but it's moving, so it has kinetic energy half mvi square. Okay, simply when you solve this term, you will get this answer. You can simplify by yourself. You get n square minus 1 into v escape. That answer you will get, right? N is what? By what times we are launching? Like they say, we are launching object velocity 4 times of the escape. You will put what here? 4, right? Yes. Okay, so this is called what? Your interstellar speed or residual speed. When object is very far from that planet, at what speed it is moving. Okay, this was your escape velocity. Many points I have discussed with you. Let's do a few questions also on this. Questions will be always easy on this. Again, main question they ask is what? Comparison, like two planets are given, sometime mass given same, sometime density given same, and they ask like ratio of the orbital escape velocity. Okay, so look at the questions based on what? Escape velocity. The first question is written, there is no proper order of this question, so I am just reading question carefully. Please check which question I am doing, okay, in your sheet. The escape velocity of a planet having mass 6 times and radius 2 times of Earth is what? Escape velocity formula is first what? Root 2 g and m and r, right? Here they are talking about what? Mass and radius are given, right? So this formula only we have to use, mass and radius. Okay, they are comparing two things. Let's say that other planet having mass 6 times and radius 2 times of Earth, what's the escape velocity? So we are writing this formula B for Earth. Let's write escape velocity of that Earth by escape velocity of the planet is equal to 2 is a constant, g is a constant, depends on mass and radius. So mass of the Earth by mass of the planet and inversely proportional to what? Radius. So what is the radius of the planet by radius of the Earth? Clear? Yes. So these all values are given to you. Let's put them. They said mass of the planet is 6 times of the Earth. Okay. So mass of Earth you call suppose m, mass of the planet is given what? 6 times of the m. Then radius is 2 times of the Earth. Earth radius you call suppose r, then that radius is what? 2r. So you can cancel this number, you are getting simply 1 by root 3. Correct? Na? So the velocity of that planet which you have to find, it will be simply equal to what? Root 3 times of the velocity of the Earth. Means escape velocity you are talking away, do not confuse. Okay. Next question says, how much energy will be necessary for making a body of 500 kg escape from Earth? Okay, you want to escape a body of what? 500 kg. So how much energy will be needed? Already I told you that, like here they said 500 kg body, right now? Yes. So I told you here is itself how much energy we need to escape is, you can call that escape energy. You can write this way, you can write this way, whatever you know, you can put all these values. Like here mass of the body is given and escape velocity you know, right? For Earth they are talking, so this also we know, this also we know, you can use this formula, right? Or if you want to use this formula, that also you can use. G is a constant, mass of Earth you know, mass of object given and radius of Earth also given, right now? Yes. So which formula you want to use? That will be I think easier. So I am doing that one. So escape energy is how much? Half mv square. So half mass of that object is given how much? 500 kg. 500, correct? Do not confuse that escape velocity does not, I said escape velocity does not depends upon the mass of that object, right now, but escape energy depend, okay? Yes. Escape velocity does not depend on mass of the object, but escape energy depends, okay? So escape is what? 11.2 kilometers. So 11.2 into 11.2 into 10 power what? 6 meter per second. Okay, let's simplify this number. So this becomes what? 250, and 11 into 11 is 121, little more than 121. Let's say 125 into this number I multiplied 11.2 into 11.2, just 11 you multiply becomes 121. So little more I am writing approximately into 10 power what? 6. So how answers are given? Joule format. So one more 0 you can write from here, that becomes 7. You can put a decimal here, that becomes 8. Or if you put one more, it becomes 9. So 12.5 into 2.5 into 10 power 9. So 12.25 becomes 24 around 30. So what options here? 10 power 10 will come. So this is the answer matching what? 3.1 into 10 power what? 10 joule. That's given in your third option, okay? Please calculate it correctly. If any mistake, tell me, okay? Next question is like this. If V, E and Vp denote the escape velocity of the Earth and another planet having the twice the radius and the same mean density as Earth, then what is the correct relation? So here they are talking in terms of what? Density. So let's write first this formula. Okay, already I discussed with you right now. Let me write it again. This formula you are writing in terms of density of the planet. Density means mass by volume. Mass is already there, you need volume here. So you have to multiply 4 by 3 pi r square, 4 by 3 pi r square, right? so that this complete term becomes what? Volume, right? So you see that all these are constant, root r will become proportional to what? Simply r itself, right? When densities are given same, two planets having equal density, what's the ratio of their escape velocity, right now? So it depends radius. So escape velocity of earth is VE, we calling escape velocity of that planet we calling VP, directly depends on radius. So they said another planet having the twice the radius of earth, so radius of earth we calling r, then that planet has what? 2r. So V planet will be simply what? 2 times of what? V escape velocity of the earth, correct na? Okay. So this was all about what? Escape velocity. At the end we have a small topic about what? Satellite. The main thing about satellite already we have done, what is orbital velocity, what is the time period, and what is the energy. Some GK is there, like we have two type of satellite, I am writing quickly here, okay. Types, right, one is called geostationary, right now, or there are many names are there, it's called geosynchronous, geostationary, parking, okay. Geostationary satellite I am calling this, okay. Geostationary, other is what? Polar satellite, right? Or you can just simply say like geosatellite, geostationary satellite, geosynchronous satellites, parking satellite, all these things, okay. Yes, polar satellite. This satellite revolves where? Around the equator of the earth, in equatorial plane, okay. It revolves around what? Equator of the earth. This is your earth, okay. This rotating about that line, okay. These are pole, north pole, south pole. So this planet rotate in what? This plane, like this way, okay. Yes, this is what your geo satellite, okay. Now few points about this. What is the height of this? Height from surface, okay. First one writing, what is the height of this satellite from surface of the earth? What is the answer? 36,000 kilometer. 36,000 kilometer, okay. What is the height of this geo satellite? What is the answer? 36,000 kilometer. From center of earth, if you write this, suppose same height from center of, because calculation need from what? From center of the earth. Then you have to add radius here. You will say 36,000 plus 6,400, so that becomes 42,400 kilometer. Okay. When they ask like this time period questions, we need total distance from center of earth. So radius you are adding in this number. This is a height from the surface of earth. Correct. Then what is the time period of this? Same as earth only. Time period is what? 24 hours, right? So what's the main thing about this? This geo remains stationary with respect to our earth. The what do you say? The angular velocity of this satellite is always 0 with respect to what earth. Means they move at same orbit angular velocity as what earth. So I am writing here third point, angular velocity is same as what? Earth only. The satellite, geo satellite and earth moves at same angular velocity, okay. So if somebody asks you what is relative velocity, then it becomes what? 0. So somebody asks you the relative velocity of satellite, geo satellite, okay, with satellite, geo satellite with respect to earth becomes what? Always is what? 0, keep in mind, okay. Yes, also they rotate in the same sense, west to east, okay. Also geo rotates what? In same sense as what? Earth. The direction of rotation is same as what? Earth. Look here, now many things. Direction of rotation same as earth only, the angular velocity not linear, angular velocity is same as again earth, so relative angular velocity becomes what? 0, okay. And time period of rotation also same as what? Earth. Height I will discuss here, okay. This somebody asks you what is orbital velocity? Orbital velocity, okay, of geo satellite, okay, right. Look here, orbital velocity formula is what? Root gm by r. All we know, g, m and r means distance, we know this is total distance. So when you put that value in this formula, it comes what? 3.1 kilometer per second. That's the orbital velocity of a geo satellite, okay. So once more, the height of geo satellite from surface of earth is what? 36,000 kilometer. From center of earth is what? You add radius of earth, so 42,400 kilometer. Time period is same as earth only, 24 hours. Angular velocity is same as earth only, so relative velocity with respect to earth becomes 0. Its direction of rotation is same as what? Earth only, west to east. And The orbital velocity of geo satellite is about 3.1 kilometer per second. Then what's the use of this? It's called communication satellite. There are many names I told you. So mainly is used for what? Communication purpose. Okay, use. Okay, you write application or use. Mainly is used for what? Communication. Okay, yes. Okay, then a few things about polar satellite also. This polar satellite, this moves in what? Polar orbit, right now. So it moves like this way, moves over the poles of the earth, right, like that way. This is your orbit of your polar satellite, right? Okay. Then when rotate once around the earth, it passes over both pole, north pole and what? South pole. So it's moving in what? Polar orbit, while geo moves in what? Equatorial orbit, right now. Okay. What's the use of these? They don't ask any much question about this. Use of this in like weather monitoring, okay, or ozone layer monitoring, can say like weather monitoring, or in say like ozone layer detection, okay. Okay, you can see through the clouds using these, okay. So mainly used in what? Weather sensing. Okay, so this is the main thing. What we'll do here now, based on Kepler's third law, they ask question. They compare like one satellite, they will be given geo, then they say other satellites at that distance, what's the time period, or time period is given, they will ask what is the distance. So for geo they will not give values. Geo only values already we know. Time period is about 24 hour, and the height or distance from center of earth is what? 42,400. So these values you have to use directly and find the like distance or time period of what? Other satellite, okay. So this they will use in comparison, okay. So this is your complete gravitation, and after this I will do the previous year questions and I will post it very soon. So thank you so much. If you have any doubt, please put your comment.